Hello. Today's story is about a beautiful young American girl. The 18-year-old mysteriously disappeared. After lunch is over, you went out for a run and was later found in an accident. The police have been investigating for years, but there's no result. The case was almost abandoned and became a mystery. There is no answer. Nearly 35 years later, thanks to the help of many, the killer has finally emerged. The main character of the story is called Mandy David, 18 years old. She is a cheerful, open-minded girl who has a pretty appearance. Cute, with a round face and big clear eyes. Mandy's house is located in Washington State, in Washington County. Washington State has a beautiful little town, friendly and peaceful, named Acme. With a population of less than 300 people, most people live by farming. Ever since the town is named, it's the safest town. People don't even need to lock their doors. Leave your keys in the car without fear of theft, because most people know each other. Mandy's family didn't live in Acme town before. They are foreigners. In 1980, Mandy's parents divorced. Mandy's mother is Mercedes David, who moved their children from the Alaska mountains to settle here. That's because after a visit to my best friend's house, Mrs. Mary, I was impressed by the peace and quiet of the city. So she decided to bring them here to start a new life. Their house is at the end of the town's road, behind a forest. There are many green trees around, with an extremely clean and idyllic living environment. Outside of farm care, Mandy's mother found a job driving pick-up students at primary school. Her 3 children are all well-fed. The family is stable and has a happy life. Mandy originally had an older brother named Steve. But when Mandy was 4 years old, her brother, after permission, I was in a forest with a military base, Andrew, to hunt. Brand's never been out of that forest since. And when found, he was shot 17 times. The case then, it has become a case. It hasn't been solved to this day. Maybe because that's why Mrs. Mary wanted to leave that sad place with the rest of the kids, have a fresh life in Acme town. Their families quickly adapt to a new living environment and lived here for 5 years. Among the children, the person most at home with her mother is her daughter Mandy. Since childhood she has been active and loves sports. He is very good at running and riding. In high school, Mandy joined the school's basketball and softball team. She is also a member of the school band and can play pipe, playing saxophone, flute, and clarinet. Mandy also has an admirable academic record. Upon graduation, she received the title of Outstanding Graduate, along with a generous personality and eye-catching appearance. Mandy was very popular in school. In the eyes of friends, she is an elite and talented beautiful girl. So, she is considered the ideal role model that many people dream of. Fall 1989, Mandy graduated from high school with excellent academic performance and was admitted to Central Washington University. It opens up a very bright future for this talented girl. However, no one can believe that the family, that unhappiness, I have to continue to suffer another year. Another surprise. One day Mandy suddenly disappears during a normal run, like many other times. So that's exactly what happened that day, and how Mandy disappeared. Next, we will go back in time together. The 24th of November 1989. The 24th of November 1989, it was a Friday. This is also the first time Mandy returned home for the holidays with her family. After college, the day after Thanksgiving after lunch, Mandy decided to go for a run. This is one of my favorite activities. Usually your day. Usually, as always, Mandy's mother, I'll ride my bike, follow my daughter for a run. However, that day Mandy's aunt came to the house to play. So her mother was at home talking to her sister. Mandy's family lives in a small town, and the neighbors know each other. Life has always been safe. So Mandy decided to run alone. There's nothing to worry about. Let's take a look at the map together. This is Mandy's house. Mandy's route is simple. The journey begins from her home and run west along the road by the river to the end of the dead end and back. This is a straight road about 2.5 kilometers long. A round trip from your house will be about 5 kilometers. There are only a few people on both sides of the road. Mandy leaves the house at 14:30. She's wearing a light sports jacket, green sports pants, and wear blue plaid sneakers. And at the same time bring a music player, and take a German Shepherd dog called a mule. Mandy relaxing, listening to music and running on a familiar road. Time flies by. She reached the end of the road and started to turn back. When Mandy was running, her Glass brother is playing at the neighbor's house. Glass looking through the window. I saw my sister running home with a mule. The house where my brother plays. It was very close to Mandy's house and only a few hundred meters away. So I thought my sister would be home soon. 16:30. It's been 2 hours since Mandy left the house. Even your brother came back from the neighborhood. But Mandy hasn't seen it yet. Mandy had to go home a long time ago. Why haven't I seen you today? Mandy's mother felt a little strange and began to worry. Right now, Mandy's dog came home from nowhere. Just got home. It's hiding in a very unusual corner. It's as if something happened. After the dog came back for a while, they still don't see Mandy's silhouette. Something is wrong with the spirit. Mary immediately called Mandy's boyfriend Rich. Mary asked Mandy if she would go to her uncle. Rick replied that Mandy wasn't with me. I haven't seen her all day. At that time the youngest son told his mother that, when you're at the neighbor's house, I saw Mandy running home with the mules. But it's been a long time. The more Mandy's mother thought, the more she felt that something was wrong. You can't sit still anymore, so she decided to call the police. Then rush out to find your daughter. Mrs. Mandy. 7 minutes walk along the familiar running route, and called out Mandy's name. After hearing the news, the neighbors around, well divided out looking for girls. And news transmitted quickly. Soon enough, almost everyone in the town knows the news. Mandy Mastic. Some people walk. Some people ride horses. Some are driving off-road motorcycles into the forest. That cars couldn't get in to look for Mandy. The police also deployed border patrol helicopters, conduct an aerial search, and deploy dogs. Search services near Mandy's house. They go to every house in town to see if there's an AI seeing Mandy. After a hard day of searching, still no trace of you. The police came to Mandy's house to take her dog Kayla. I used to go out with Mandy to aid in the search for clues, because they think maybe the dog knows where Mandy last disappeared. But the strange thing is, since the Kayla came home, it's become very timid and scared. I don't want to go out even one step. The police guessed that maybe the dog saw something terrible. That's why he panicked so much. To the 26th of November 1989. It's the third day since Mandy went missing. The search for Mandy is still ongoing. At noon that day, search team, I found a pair of green trousers in a forest. Supposedly the pants Mandy wore on his day. The police then gave it to her. Mandy determined, are those pants Mandy's or not? She looked closely at the dirty pants and there was a tear, even though it looked a lot like the pants Mandy was wearing that day. But in the end, she confirmed that it was not her daughter's. The pants then sent to the laboratory for testing, and the results have nothing to do with Mandy. Time passed on 27/11. It's the fourth day since Mandy went missing. A search team have taken lifeboats along local rivers in hopes of finding Mandy's trail. From a distance, a seeker discovered a buried object at the side of the river. They went to check it out and found out it was Mandy. She's face down in the water, body a one-piece body covering only shoes and socks. No more signs of survival. Mandy's clothes were not found around, and the music player she took with her when she went out. I can't see it either. Mandy's location is less than 10 kilometers from her home. Mandy's mother, after receiving the information, has completely collapsed. You have suffered such pain. Break every gut. When I lost my oldest son, and now my daughter. Little girl Mandy also suddenly left her. Poor Mandy girl found in the river. The police can't know. Mandy drowned or was murdered. After a day, the autopsy results that were released showed Mandy died of asphyxiation and traces of abuse. The police are known. Mandy is a swimmer. It was great when I was in school and worked as a part-time lifeguard. Then the water level where Mandy was found, high to the calf of an adult. So, it's impossible that Mendy accidentally drowned. Forensics found a blood clot on Mendy's head. Show that she may have suffered a head injury that led to her passing out. There are some scratches, also found on her thighs and arms. It's thought to be caused by walking through the bush. The police concluded that day, Mendy was attacked while running. She was injured and unconscious. Then the attacker took Mendy through a forest, thick to fuck, then throw her in the river. Mendy was unconscious and lost consciousness. After falling into the water, he drowned. In the 1980s, DNA testing technology is just beginning, and DNA testing, it's only done in some areas. Detective Peterson, the man in charge of Mendy's case, just completed a training course from the Investigative Academy, Federal. With your support, the FBI lab has successfully extracted a man's DNA from Mendy's body. Based on the clue above, the police have launched an in-depth investigation. The police officer's first target was Rick Gender, Mendy's boyfriend. Mendy and Rick, there was a sweet time together for more than 3 years, but the time we loved each other. There's a lot of conflict between the two. Recently, their relationship, it also seems to have some problems. The police arrive at the destination. He's very cooperative with the police investigation. After learning that your lover died, I'm so sad, you express. Even though Mendy and I had clashed before. But it's a normal phenomenon of people who love each other, and there's no deep hatred between us. The day Mendy disappeared, Rick has the perfect alibi. After getting the consent, the police took Rick's DNA. DNA results show that the DNA on Mendy's body doesn't belong to Rick. The police finally removed the suspicion of X. In the 1980s, the twin killer case, the shock to America happened in the Seattle area, Washington at the time of Mendy's murder. The case has not been resolved, where Mendy was murdered in Whatcom County. It's not too far from Seattle. Based on some of the clues found, Mendy and the crime, police suspect the case is related to murder. In the green media, they also began to publicize their work. I found another victim of murder in green, therefore. The local police were immediately contacted. With the police team, are investigating the case, Green River Killer. After analyzing the facts of the case, the police finally decided that the case has nothing to do with the Green River Killer, and the clues in this direction have been severed. As time goes by, the case gradually comes to a standstill. Even though the police obtained the killer's DNA, but DNA testing technology at the time, it's limited and there's no database to compare, unless there is evidence or the person is available. Civ provides clues. If not the police, you have no right to force someone else's DNA to find the killer. Mendy's mother tried to suppress the pain and continued to get interviews from the media to bring more attention to the case. People in the city also volunteered to raise money to find the killer. They spent the entire $25,000, equivalent to $618 million at current price. Donate to use as a reward for any AI provides useful clues. In the memorial, Mendy, a lot of her classmates came to attend and send off his beautiful friend. These parts of fate. Even a lot of media reported on the incident. Mendy's boyfriend Rick came that day. He stood quietly in front of his girlfriend's grave, holding a teddy bear that Mendy loves. In the case, even though the police, he was able to extract the killer's DNA, but they have no other evidence. We can't identify any more suspects. The case continues to be a frozen case. Time goes back to 2009. 25 years after Mendy's murder, Mendy's killer has yet to be found. This time, a police detective, Kevin Bahi, took over the case. You're the third detective on the Mendy case. You're very interested in a case that happened 25 years ago, and try very hard to solve the case. Under the direction of Detective Kevin, the case has been reinvestigated. After hearing Mendy's mother describe the details of the case, Detective Kevin noticed points that might have been overlooked. The town was sparsely populated. He believes that although the population is small, but that doesn't rule out the possibility that they're involved. Detective Kevin remembers a case that happened to him. A woman was murdered, harmed in a populated village, and the police collated the DNA of the people around, and finally, he succeeded in finding the killer. Based on the idea above, Detective Kevin has returned to the police station, make a list of people who lived in the city, and conduct one-on-one investigations. At the end of the investigation, he'll ask them to provide a DNA sample. It should be noted that according to US law, police cannot force people to provide DNA without any evidence. They have the right to refuse to provide DNA samples. Only with that person's consent can be done. So among the people interviewed, some people agree to provide it. After interviewing more than 100 people, Detective Kevin didn't get any valuable leads. The investigation lasted for years, and the case still hasn't made a breakthrough. Up to 2013. They were Heather Backtrom and Marini Anderson. Living near Berlin, Washington, he treated his children by take them to the ski area to have fun. During the conversation, both of them accidentally mentioned the case that happened in the evil town that year. At that time, the incident shocked the public so much that almost everyone knows. When you talk to both of them, they live near an area that Mandy is not far from, so we both know what's going on. In the conversation, two women suddenly mentioned the same name. Your heart. Curious, the two women told each other stories of terrifying encounters. It's about their meeting with Tim around the time Mandy was murdered. They sat and talked to each other about that time. Your team has been shamelessly harassing them. Where he lives near Mandy's house. A random conversation. Their accident led to the same person. Is this just a coincidence? The more they think, the more suspicious they are. They think this clue could help the case. So they boldly called the police. After receiving the news, the police have launched an investigation into the incident. They checked the case file that year and found out the base team has never been DNA tested. The police found out where the base team used to live, located on Benny's jogging route. So let's look at the map. This is Mandy's house. Timmy's house is located here. Because Mandy's brother said, then, I saw Mandy's sister running home not far from home. So the police didn't suspect Timmy. According to the survey in January 1990, 2 months after Mandy's death, Mark is married to his girlfriend, and leave Acme Town. He's 2 years older than Mandy. He went to the same high school as her. He currently lives in Everston, Washington, with his wife and 3 children and practice driving cars. Neighbors described Tim as a little clingy, little talk and a little confusing behavior. Tim has no criminal record. There's nothing suspicious about the record and background. After finding out the information, the police decided to meet him. Investigators went to Tim's house, currently lived, to ask him about Mandy. What surprised the police was that the team said, I can't remember anything about Mandy. It's only when the police remind him that he remembers a little. That little unusual behavior that led investigators extremely suspicious. You have to know that the Mandy case is very well known in town, and his house was very close to Mandy's. Mandy used to jog through his house. Why can he forget? So as not to lose time, the police asked the team directly, a question that goes straight to the heart. Did you agree to provide your DNA? The team finished listening. I refused your request. I don't trust the police. The team's actions made the police vaguely feel, I hope the case is solved soon. But they've got a different kind of pain point. If there is no evidence, they can't compel the team's DNA. Because the evidence was obtained illegally, will also be declared void. The team is the driver of a bakery, and the police went to the manager of the bakery named Kim Walker. The police told Ms. Kim that, we're investigating an employee in your company, and hope you can provide the driver's driving route, so the police can watch surveillance of the suspect to collect 11 batches of drugs or other items that contain DNA. After Kim found out about it, you feel this may invade the personal privacy of citizens. He refused the police request. But then, something happened that changed Kim's mind. In 2015, 26 years after Mandy's case, it's also 2 years after the police targeted the suspect base team. Over that 2-year period, the police have repeatedly asked the team voluntarily provide DNA samples, but they were all rejected outright. Also this year, Kim bakery manager, in a conversation with a friend, knew the case, and she changed her mind. One day, Kim is chatting with a friend at a bar. Then that friend accidentally mentioned Mandy's case. Kim's friend said, "There's an employee in her company named Kim. I used to live in the same neighborhood as Mandy, and his house was right on the jogging path when Mandy was lost." Then Kim, stunned, "I know who the police are looking for. 2 years ago, this is Tim 8. Kim began to pay more attention to Tim. The needle found out. He never delivered uniform for the company. Even the trash is taken home. It's like leaving that AI room. To 2017, when the police again came to Kim's office. She took the initiative to provide the team's delivery route, to provide full support to the police investigation. The police, after knowing the route, I started watching him and investigating him more closely. However, he is very cunning, always on high alert, not smoking or drinking, always wear gloves when driving, and take the trash in the car home for disposal. The police have no chance. Get his crazy sample here. Fortunately, Kim volunteered, offered to help the police catch Tim. When I was 19 years old, Mandy had an accident. I'm only a year older than her. I'm working part-time in a small company in town. When the incident happened, this is the first time I felt a murder so close to me. And also for the first time, I'm scared for my safety. Knowing the unsub is with you every day. I'm also a mother now. I can understand Mandy's mother's moods and her pain. If my daughter has this, I hope that AI can help me too. If you can help in this case, I'll do my best to cooperate." The police were filled with hope. I had a chance to hear Kim speak. From there, Kim began to pay attention to Tim's behavior. It's worth noting that if Kim voluntarily asks for help and provide the DNA of the team, the evidence will be legal. The 8th of October 2017, an important day. Bakery manager, Kim saw Tim take a disposable cup from a water purifier to drink. After drinking it, he threw the cup straight into the trash. I look at the trash and my heart. I want to jump out of my chest. When he left, I quickly grabbed the cup and put it in a desk drawer, then called the police. Oh my God. It's like it just happened. Kim told ABC News later that day. After receiving the message, Detective Kevin, very excited, and quickly came to get the evidence and send it to the lab for DNA testing. A few days later, the results of a DNA test, DNA found on Mandy's body, exactly matches the DNA of the BAT team. When you get good results after years of waiting, Detective Kevin and all the cops on the task force are sewing. They're happy, because in the end, they've also successfully deciphered the long 28 years of Mandy's killer finally revealed. To the 12th of February 2017, the police arrested the team, accused of first-degree murder. During the interrogation, he was unusually calm when the police got their DNA. He even caused a backlash. "I've taken every measure carefully to make sure that you can't get my DNA. How did this happen again? Where did I go wrong?" Tim denies that he killed Mandy and insists, "Mandy and I met in a casual encounter and gradually become a secret lover. My father knew about this relationship. On 2nd November, the day before Mandy got fired. It was Thanksgiving, and we were together after Mandy came home from school. That's why, at Sal, my DNA is on Mandy's body." The father of the team, the only one who can understand his statements. Mandy's sister also said she had died. "There's no way my sister has feelings or a physical relationship with Timot. To be honest, he's not close enough." The 24th of May 2019, the case officially goes to trial. In court, the team refused to plead guilty. He claimed his innocence and confessed that, "I was with my wife on the day of the crime. My wife can testify." However, that testimony was quickly dismissed by the prosecution's witness. No one else. She's the wife of a team called Gina Malone. When Mandy's case happened, Gina was his girlfriend at the time. She testified in court that, "I didn't see the base team all day." Tell me more. 2 years ago in 2017, the police came to the house to investigate. My husband asked me to provide evidence, to commit an alibi for him by falsely claiming that we were together that day. He even asked me to lie. I saw Mandy running that day. but I wasn't actually there. You continue to tell. My husband is a man who despises women, and he also likes to watch crime shows. He actually boasted once that if it was me, I'll never be stupid enough to get caught. It's easy to get rid of doubt. That's why I wanted to expose him. It's because I can't to tolerate more of his violent behavior, for me and my children. In court, there's another important witness named Tom 8. Tim's brother 8. Tom said Tim was very worried when the investigators asked me to provide a DNA sample. He's worried about the DNA between the two brothers. Has a high degree of similarity. If my DNA is sent for testing, the police will know that the killer is a family member. The Golden State murder took place in California. Was solved by the above method. When there's a chance, I'll tell you. In court, Tom debunked the stark truth that my brother once asked me to lie and want me to say Mandy and I are also maintaining a physical relationship to create an image of Mandy as the easy girl, to add credibility to his story. But I'm Mandy's friend. I refused to perjure my brother and decided to appear on the witness stand. The prosecution, in the face of irrefutable evidence, the jury quickly came to an agreement. The court handed down an 8-count sentence: kidnapping, rape, and murder punishable by 27 years in prison. This is the highest sentence a judge can give since Washington state abolished the death penalty in 2018. After sentencing, T-Mate is still free. First, I want to say that I am 100% innocent of this crime. I don't want to be mean to anyone here, even today. But I'm having a hard time with this. For Mandy's family, after 35 waiting for extreme justice, there's finally results. It was Mandy's 8th birthday. Mandy's mother was murdered by her daughter's killer. Newly brought to light, Mary lost her son and daughter. Her life was always unlucky. At this moment, her eyes broke into tears. I thought this was a birthday present, the best in my life. The old woman is feeling relieved and more serene, because she's always living with hope, and she's living very strongly. Mandy will always live in her heart and never leave. Mandy can finally rest in peace forever in the world over there. Today's video ends here. See you in the next videos. Hello.